Alright guys, and as you can probably tell, I am not InfectedXenon, but he's away on a wee break, and we decided to do another little video swap to help power up that YuGi-Tube community goodness, as we channels try to help each other out and push them up. So yeah, I'm here again. I've been here before. I've done the Blue deck, and I'm not going to talk about myself. I know I'll upload up in the swap videos, but meh, that's not really for me. So yeah, I'm here to try and entertain you with some Yugi video goodness, and I'm going to show off my GaGaGas. Now I've tried to make this as close to as pure GaGaGas as possible, but obviously there's just some support you absolutely cannot run without, repeatedly slam your head against the table, because their support's pretty damn rotten. I'm not going to lie, a lot of the support is just bad. A lot of the cards just do not work with each other, and the deck just needs to neg so much. And in case anyone's curious what type of deck this is, it's sort of like a reverse burn. I think it's sometimes called nurse burn, but it also utilises the bad reaction to Samochi. Basically, anytime you would gain life points with either the nurse on the field or the trap card face up, you lose life points instead. So it's less consistent than a standard like chain burn, but it does bigger burn damage. It's just that they really need to get to those cards, and without it doesn't really do anything. Just keep that out there. So it's a good variety of games, a few losses in there, a few wins, a lot of variety. The idea for going for the GaGa Cowboy Force as well, guys, is because if I attach 2 GaGaGas to it, once they're all off the field, I can instantly pull the spell card, which of course is quite nice. And you can see a lot of the life point gaining cards there, but he had to do it and he didn't draw into his reverse cards, and that's bad times for him basically. Now I know there's 2 other ways to kind of run this deck outside of pure, which is kind of what I went for. Every monster bar 1 is a GaGaGa, the one off is a Dark Arm Dragon, which I eventually dropped because it was too inconsistent. Now, before we go on to the other versions of the GaGaGas, the reason I like GaGaGas is because I feel they've got some potential there, but Konami just will not let their potential be realised, and will just release nothing but absolutely worthless support. All their support's so bad. All their support just helps you go for a neg 1 exceed, and that would normally be fine. But it's a slow and inconsistent neg 1 exceed, and oftentimes they want you to neg 2 to speed it up, which is just pointless. It's just, you can't neg 2. Neg 1 you can get away with and sometimes win against some decks, but we go neg 2, it's just too much resources, and they don't have very good resource recovery because their draw cards absolutely terrible. The cost is far too high. It should have been any 3 GaGaGa cards, then it would have been at least playable. You could run it in 3s and it would help support the neg 1 exceeding, and it would make the deck decent, but it didn't do that. So now I had to include this game, by the way, just in case you guys don't know. That isn't actually a Kaiba deck. I ran into randomly on DevPro. I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, the other two ways to run the deck, you can just make it rank 5 spam with Cyber Dragons, Instant Fusions, and Battle Search to help bring out your GaGaGa Magicians, your GaGaGa Girls. But that's not really a GaGaGa deck. When I saw people run a deck like that, they had 5 GaGaGas in it. 5. I'm not calling that a GaGaGa deck, that's just not what it is. And some people even focus on the cheesy 1-turn kill with that rank 5 exceed to do with the attack. It puts it down to 0 and all that. And it's just not the same. It's not like how I would imagine GaGaGas being. So I tried to make it as close to pure as I possibly could. And yeah, it's pretty terrible because they're pretty terrible. It's a deck I want to like. I think a lot of people out there would like the deck as well, because it is a cool kind of deck. They can go for kind of any exceed. They've got a lot of cool sports. I'm assuming they're big in anime. I don't actually watch it, but yeah, they're not. And yeah, I get absolutely destroyed, but it's a complete mismatch, and ended a bit prematurely. I didn't rage quit for the record. That I did say GG and left and all that. This guy we're actually taking on is actually a subscriber of mine, and he might be a subscriber of InfectedXenon as well. He might actually have came to my channel from his channel, for all I know. But it is actually Fire Kings, and it's just a complete mismatch again. I've got Fire Kings down as potential tier 1, potential next format after Dragon Rolls and Prophecy. Get it down because they'll have Yaksha now. Obviously any deck that runs 3 God Kindling can't be bad, and there's just so much good powerful support. Obviously I do get off to a really good start, but I just don't have the staying power because, like I said, GaGaGas don't have any recovery options. Once you clear what they've got, they're dead in the water. They're gone, and you see the God Kindling come out, and it's just like, wow. You guys have a nice time with Direwolf, he Monster Borns as well, and my hand's already nothing as it is. And I draw the dead spell card. No wait, I don't, it's live on the dot, but I draw another one and that's dead, and I'm thinking to myself, damn, nearly. But yeah, I am dead in the water. Like I said, they have no recovery options. They need like, if that only that draw spell card said just GaGaGa cards, that would be the recovery option. All good decks need it. They need either something that gives them extra plays with low resources. God Kindling is the one out of this. 6 Sams have got their free pot of greeds and their gateway. Dark Worlds have got the field spell and card destruction. Prophecies of Judgment and basically their little searcher guy. You know, all these decks have recovery options, have ways to make pluses. GaGaGas don't. Their one spell card that does it has a too high a cost. It's not easy enough to play, and all their plays, all their decent worthwhile plays, result in neg 1 exceeds. They need something else to help them give that little boost, but they're not going to get it. It's still a deck like to see. So once this game finishes, I'm going to show you the deck list, guys. So here we go. Okay, so guys, this is the deck list. Like I said, as close to pure as possible. I'll go over it quickly and then just point out some of the problems with some of the cards, and then we'll wrap this up. So we have 3 GaGaGa Gardener, 3 GaGaGa Magician, 3 GaGaGa Girl, 3 GaGaGa Kid. I think it's actually called, yeah, it's called GaGaGa Child now, which is a stupid name, GaGaGa Child. This doesn't sound right. 3 GaGaGa Caesar, 3 GaGaGa Clerk, 2 Maxi. Then we have 3 GaGaGa Draw, Dark Hole, Monster Born, 2 Pot Duality, Godstorm, 3 GaGaGa Revenge. Then we've got 2 Bottomless Trap Hole, 2 Trench Tribute, 3 Compulsory, and 2 Psalms. So, obviously, the main play, if you can get it turn 1, is to summon GaGaGa Magician. I'd probably say go to level 8, especially summon Kid, and make him level 8 as well, and exceed for Felgrand Divine Dragon Knight. Is probably the best rank you can bring it turn 1. It's actually really powerful. We've seen it against the Fire Kings. Very versatile effect as well. I used it initially myself, even though I can protect myself just to get material off. But you also seen the second time I used it to stop his effect once I'm getting his effect off. So it's quite a good card. It's hard to kill. It's got a very versatile effect. 2000 attack, although high, I would expect better for a rank 8. I usually expect 3000 or more because it's a rank 8, it needs to level 8s. But yeah, it's a good card. If you can get it turn 1, it's good. And of course, if they've got something out there, you can go for Big Eye. They've got a lot of back row. You've got Heliopolis. But these, of course, as a neg 1 plays, and you know Heliopolis takes more resources. You can see the problem is. But yeah, that's obviously a good play. And obviously, if you can get GaGaGa Gurmlefield or Magician, and then you survive to your next turn, again, more problems here. You bring out the opposite one, and you're good to go. GaGaGa Gardener's okay, I guess. See, the problem is, he can change his level, Magician, but none of the rest actually can change their level. He can sort of do it. So, you need cards that work with Magician to change the level into the same as Magicians to make a neg 1 exceed. But GaGaGa only changes to Magician, and Kid can change to any, but ideally it would have to be Magician. Otherwise, you're making a neg 1 rank 3, rank 2, rank 3 again, or rank 4, and Kid also stops you from getting your battle phase. So they've given him a little bit of speed, but it's pretty much worthless outside of Magician, and you get no battle phase. Again, you can see the problems here. And Clerk is probably like the worst of them all. In my opinion, it only works with Caesar, and even then it's not great. If you control a GaGaGa monster, other than GaGaGa Clerk, you can switch on this card from your hand. It's got absolutely rotten stats, and this level 2, it's basically trash. Basically GaGaGa and its team, so I feel I have to run it. So your best bet would be summon Caesar. Hope you've got a level 4 in your graveyard to banish, or at least a level 3 or something. Especially Clerk can then activate Caesar's effect to make a neg 1 rank 3. Still not a great play, but if you banish something, well, the best thing you probably banish is Magician. You can go into Lever and bring back the Magician, so you actually don't lose resources. But basically, since the Lever's got the same attack as Caesar, all you really done was turn your Clerk into a Magician. Still a good trade, but you can kind of see where a lot of these problems are coming from. And of course, if you've got things like GaGaGa and Clerk, they don't work well together. If you've got things like GaGaGa, Clerk, and Kid, you go into a GaGaGa in defense mode. Neg 1 GaGaGa, pretty good. Yeah, again, you can see all the problems. And the other problem, GaGaGa Draw. You've got to banish 3 GaGaGa monsters from your graveyard. Draw 2 cards. Obviously, they had to give it a high cost, because you do get to draw 2 cards. But the deck would still be bad. So even if you say just banish 1 GaGaGa monster, no, that would be too good, because obviously people would just run the build with 3 GaGaGa Magician and 2 Gyro. But I feel if I say GaGaGa cards, you can maybe make it work. Because obviously you've got GaGaGa Revenge. Just GaGaGa, something with GaGaGa in its name. It would really help this deck. And of course, GaGaGa Draw doesn't actually work with GaGaGa Revenge. Probably the best support card. Helps you exceed. It's basically a premature power of the deck, but you get a little bonus. You need to revive GaGaGas, obviously, but this banishes them. So they don't even work well together. You can see where a lot of these problems are coming from. But yeah, that's that. The extra deck, we've got 2 GaGaGa Cowboy, mainly because it's a GaGaGa and this needs GaGaGa. So this is always a good first turn opener. Neg 1 exceed rank 4 for a card that doesn't have any lockdown potential. It doesn't do any searching, it's just 800 burn. Yeah, not very good. GaGaGa and Goes to Phoenix because you have the, what is that? Quite a lot of level 2s, isn't it? It's 8, 3, 6, 8. There you go. Levier, Alucard. I like Alucard of rank 3 pop sets. I don't really go for rank 3s. If I do, it's usually for Oblivion anyway, but still, I don't want to go for it. If I have to have options. Pearls are rank 4, Black Ship's rank 4. I don't really want to go with rank 4s, and if I do, it's usually GaGaGa Cowboy. But Black Ship's probably my favourite rank 4, it gets rid of a lot of problems. And I like Pearl because he kills a lot of things. And then we've got 2 rank 5s, the 2 best, Tyrus and Brachiosaurus. Then, like I said, we've got the rank 8s. Rank 7, it can also go on top of the rank 5s and 6s. The one rank 6, I've only got space 1, I can barely ever, I don't think I've ever went for a rank 6. But if I did, it'd probably be this guy. He's pretty good. And then a rank 8 and a rank 7 to wrap it up. This is basically some of the way other people run the decks, with Cyber Dragon and such, as mentioned. Cowboys, GaGaGa Bull's okay, but it's only okay. This is some of the other spell cards I've got. You can kind of see where the problems are, especially GaGaGa Wind. It's a spell card, especially when GaGaGa monster from your hand, and if you do, its level becomes 4. Rotten. Absolutely rotten. I may as well just run double summon, at least that's unaffected by Maxi. I don't care if it comes to level 4, especially if you've got GaGaGa over there of all things. What does becoming level 4 even do for this deck? This is only level 4 and that's going to have changed its level, so unless you're wanting to work with GaGaGa Gardener, this is just another waiting egg. You can see a lot of the problems with this deck. A lot of problems. Wow. So guys, that was the deck profile deck list. Went a little bit longer I'd like. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Special shout out goes to InfectedXenon. You all know you like him, that's why you're here. That's why you're on his channel right now, and that's why you subscribe. So guys, hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and maybe, if he's come subscribe to me, I'll see you all later.